Hey, good evening, everyone. How's it going? This is Michelle Ship. I am the business page owner of WHAM Solutions with Michelle Ship here on Facebook. Thank you so much for joining me this evening, this Thursday evening. Hopefully you're doing wonderful. My family and I, we just finished our special sunset meal that we had. We celebrate the month of Ramadan, and for all those people who are fasting from dawn to sunset, you know how it is throughout the day. So we just finished our meal. And I want to jump on here now that I've quenched my thirst and ate some good food. I want to make sure I said hello to everyone and just deliver a special message that I want to share with you about fear, the four-lettered word fear, and how that applies to home-based businesses. So if you're just joining us live or if you're seeing the replay, go ahead and comment below. Just say hey, and just let me know you're here so I can say hello back to you. It would be great to see everyone comment below. And while you're doing that, I'll go ahead and get started with today's content. So today we're going to be talking about fear. I was on a training recently and actually had a coaching call with a woman. We were talking about phone fear and overcoming phone fear. I'll probably deliver some of my tips in another Facebook Live, but today we're just going to be talking about in general fear and how you can overcome that within your home business. So let's get right into it. So fear, what is this four-letter word fear, and how can you actually overcome it within your business? Now, I feel that fear has really robbed a lot of us from becoming the best version of ourselves. I feel that fear has really robbed us from having many experiences and opportunities that allow us to be bigger, to be greater, to become more of ourselves, and to be able to serve others. And if we didn't have that fear, I feel that we would be doing so much more. There'd be more breakthroughs within your life, not just in your career, but within your life as well. So I feel that many people who have this fear definitely are a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs, people who want to work from home and possibly have a home business, but they're a little fearful of how it's going to be and how it's going to work for them. But also most definitely for people who already are in a home-based business, and particularly in network marketing, you're facing fear right out the gate because just getting started is a huge leap of faith. And then along the whole journey, there's a lot of different situations where you're facing fear. And so we're going to talk about that a little bit more. So I feel that fear is always going to be in the background there when you're going along your journey as an entrepreneur. There's going to be a lot of situations where you're going to feel uncomfortable and have maybe some resistance and some apprehension about opportunities that arise within your business. I've experienced it numerous times, and I can promise you, if you're an entrepreneur, you too are going to experience that as well. And I feel that in order for you to overcome that fear, you're going to have to be willing to step in the area of the unknown, the area that's out of your comfort zone, out of the areas where you're doing your daily routine, where you're playing it just safe. You're stepping up and stepping out to do something bigger than what you're used to doing. And sometimes that can be a little bit uncomfortable, but when you do step out, that's when all the magic happens and the growth and the success. And sometimes people say, well, if I only overcome this fear, if I overcome this fear of speaking on the phone or overcome this fear of marketing or something like that, once I overcome that, then that's when all the success is going to be. But actually, it doesn't just stop there. Even after you overcome that fear, there's going to be another one that creeps up along you when you step up and you level up in your business and you do something more. You're always going to have fear approaching you. And what I've learned is that those who are very successful, like widely successful and high achievers, what they do is that when they recognize there's something that needs to happen in their career and their business, they use fear as their compass. They use it as their direction, their guide, to show them exactly what needs to be done. Like if there's something fearful, maybe they have to speak at this next big event, and they're so fearful because there's going to be thousands of people in the crowd. They know that fear is exactly what they need to do because it's going to bust through for them and help them break through so that they can be more confident in their public speaking skills, maybe that they feel like they're not so eloquent in, you know? So they use fear as their guide, their compass, to help direct them to where they need to head next in their home business. And I thought that was a fantastic idea when I learned about that, and definitely I'm applying to my business as well. So perhaps that new task that you have at hand that you would like to do, but maybe you feel you're not too skilled in doing, go ahead, don't be afraid to learn it, gain the skills and the knowledge so that you can carry out the procedure. But even if it's not perfect, like I always mention, take imperfect, massive action and be willing to step out of your comfort zone so you can learn it, because that's the only way that you're going to master it is if you just push through your fear and do it. And as an entrepreneur, I feel we definitely need to make sure we swallow our pride, you know, put aside the egos, because a lot of people do have egos, and just kind of shake it off and be courageous. You have to learn to be courageous and use all of the areas in your business of fear, pointing you to exactly what needs to be done in your business. I'm sure offhand, each of you guys watching this today can think of at least 2 or 3 different things that you're fearful about, but you know if you do it, it's going to help you level up and have greater success, okay? And it's okay actually while you're going through the fear, to still be fearful while you're doing it. And that's why they use that term, doing it afraid. Like for instance, when I started doing like marketing and live video, that was something that I was doing afraid. I did it, but I did it afraid until I got comfortable with it. So things like that, you have to learn to just do it and do it afraid. And over time, that's when the comfort will set in, okay? And when you start doing it consistently, you'll notice that your confidence will definitely rise. And it's an amazing feeling once you feel that you're like, wow, I've actually accomplished this thing that I was just fearful of 2 months ago. And now I got it. It's pretty easy for me, and I really am enjoying it while I'm doing that. So push through that fear, because that's exactly what you were basically born or made to do. You know, maybe if you're afraid to be a leader on your team and step up to that leadership role, maybe leading is exactly what you were made to do. So go ahead and try your best and step up so you can fulfill that role as a leader. And we have to understand that when we're facing fear, you're actually stretching yourself a bit, and that's what we need to do in order to grow. Every time as an entrepreneur, we're growing each and every day. That's why I always mention that you really need to master and build your skill set, not just initially when you get started, but along the whole journey. Engage in personal development, because that's definitely going to stretch you as well and help grow a stronger mindset. And then instead of just kind of avoiding, I feel like a lot of people, when they're fearful of something, they'll just avoid it and be so reluctant and resistant to do. Instead of doing that, you know, go ahead and push through. Number one, I see a lot of people who are fearful of the phone. If that's your number one fear, go ahead, push through that. You need to recognize it first, then push through and pick up the phone. You know, go ahead and start prospecting another, 20, 30 people. You know, push through that fear. You're going to be grateful that you did thereafter. Maybe your fear is maybe learning a new marketing technique that you feel that you know is going to help you have a lot more leads and a lot more inquiries and a lot more people who are going to be interested in that area. Go ahead and push through. Maybe you need to do more cold market prospecting. You're a little bit fearful of that. Go ahead and start. Say, I'm going to start with 10 and they're going to increase to 20, you know, things like that. Maybe you're fearful of doing Facebook Lives and doing video. Go ahead, turn on that camera phone and do your next Facebook Live, and don't just do it, say I'll do it next week. Do it like right after you watch this video. Do it, and do it afraid, just like I did. It wasn't easy, but I'm grateful that I did. And like I said, maybe it's leadership roles, maybe it could be a lot of different things within a home business. Recognize it first. Jot it down and make a goal for yourself that you are going to overcome it by actually just pushing through that fear and doing it, because that's what high achievers do. Like I mentioned, they use that fear as their bingo, their target point for the next step that they're going to do within their business. Okay, so you got this. You got to just do it. And what I've learned is that within your career, a lot of people that have home businesses, they are fearful of getting into massive action when they first get started. And the reason why that I found out is that they're fearful that they may not be successful. Or they're fearful that, hey, what if I do this and I get into massive action and I am successful? You know, so they're either fearful of what if I fail, or fearful is what will happen actually if I get good at this and I actually become successful. You know, how am I going to handle that? You know, sometimes people feel they're not even worthy of being successful, so they just don't do it. And I feel that's so unfortunate. You know, definitely take that massive action. That's exactly why you got started within a home business, right? So you can be successful, and you won't know unless you get into that momentum and start doing it. I've seen a lot of people get started and they're just half-stepping. You know who you guys are out there. You're just you know exactly what you need to do, but you're half-stepping and you're just kind of tiptoeing around all the things that need to happen each and every day, like the income-producing activities, the marketing, the prospecting, and doing it in volume. You know, really getting going through the numbers and making the time. You know, making the time to learn the skill, to master your craft and grind it out so that you can become successful. That's why a lot of people, they're holding themselves back. It's them in their way of their success because they're fearful of either failure or fearful of their success. Okay. And like I mentioned, there's fearful in all different parts of your business. Number one, when you first get started, for me, it was a huge leap of faith. I never knew I would do anything like this before. You know, I'm just kind of old school, used to the traditional, 9-to-5 type of work. I don't know if you guys knew, but at one point in time in my career, I used to be a cosmetologist and used to work in a hair salon for well over, I don't know, maybe 10 years of my life. I did cosmetology, all that beauty stuff, and I loved it, That's kind of not traditional, but after that, when I settled down and got married and everything, I did like the regular 9-to-5, which was cool for a while until I found my better way. But I never knew I would do something like this before. But I'm grateful that I found this opportunity. And I always say, where was this opportunity, 13 years ago when I had my first little one? I didn't know, but, everything happens for a reason. And then as you grow and develop yourself in your home business, you have all these other things that you're going to encounter within your business. Number one, for me, I had to learn how to prospect. I didn't have a clue how to speak with people. I thought it was more about customer service. I know how to speak with somebody and, offer things and educate others, but this is a little bit different. There's skills that you need to develop and practice some more until you get good at it. And your tonality and all of these different things. And in marketing, I had to learn that and get good at it. Even to this day, I'm not an expert. I feel that I'm definitely a student, but I know a lot more than I did a few years back when I got started. Okay, I'm wiser now. So there's lots of things that you can learn that you don't know because it's in that area of the unknown, the uncertainty, but that's where you're going to stretch yourself and grow. So my challenge for you today, guys, everyone watching this live or the replay, I challenge you to actually sit down and think about this, okay? Think about, I would say, 3 different things that you are fearful about. You don't have to show it to anyone because it can be just something inside, but write it down. 3 things that's holding you back and that you're fearful about within your business. You know exactly what you need to be doing. And I challenge you to write it down and then go ahead and start working on that. Start working on pushing through your fear and overcoming all the thoughts in your mind. It's really up here. It's a lot about mindset too. We'll talk about that another time, another Facebook Live. But it's a lot about your mindset and what you think and your confidence and personal development, all of that. But go ahead and take one of those three fearful things and start working on it right after you see this Facebook Live. And let me know. Go ahead and send me your comments, your thoughts, and direct message me here on my page. Again, it's Wham Solutions with Michelle Shipp. Give it a whirl, push through that fear, let me know how it feels. I know afterwards you feel still a little bit uncomfortable, but I can promise you that you'll be patting yourselves on the back because you're like, wow, I actually did it. I stood up to my fear. I had the courage. I was courageous, and I just did it. And I did it afraid, and I will do it again until I get good at it, because we have to practice it so you can master it. And when you master something, you become like world class, you know, so you definitely need to make sure you practice it continuously. Okay. So that's my challenge for you guys tonight. And just know that fear, whatever you're fearful about, make sure that is your, I would say, your guide. Let it be your compass to where you need to go next in your business. So something that's like, wow, that's totally fearful, I'm never gonna do that. You know something? That's what you actually need to do. You need to do that next thing, you need to do it fast. Don't let it keep pondering all around. If you ever heard about that 5-second rule, you thought about it, you knew what's gonna help you make that breakthrough, go ahead and target on it and start working on that. That's exactly what you need to do to up your game within your business, okay? I challenge you to do that, okay? So go ahead, you know, use fear as your compass. Embrace fear. You know it's going to be your friend, especially if you're in the journey as an entrepreneur going through the trenches every single day. Use it as your compass, and I can promise you, you're going to find great things happen as you continuously push through and face your fear and embrace it each and every day. So that's my message to you guys today, all about fear. I hope you got some value from this content that I share with you this evening. If you did, please do me a favor and go ahead and comment below. You know, just comment the word yes. I just want to see yes, exclamation point. So I know that this definitely helped you. And go ahead and tag a teammate as well, or anyone in your team, or someone that you know that you feel that this would help and benefit from. So that would be great. Like it, love it, share it, and then hey, do me a favor, if you have any questions or any other topics that you'd like me to talk about here on this page, go ahead and direct message me. Again, it's Wham Solutions with Michelle Shipp. I'll be more than happy to help where I can. And hey, if you haven't got my free resource ebook, it's definitely on my blog. Again, it's www.michelleeshipp.com. I have a free ebook I give it away to everyone here on my page. Definitely jump on there. The ebook helps with strategies with working from home and helping you find your ideal home-based career. And I feel like, you know, when I was new to looking to work from home, there was just so much junk and phony baloney online. I wish I had a resource like this, a nice little comprehensive ebook to help me kind of navigate exactly and pinpoint what I would like to do, and then figure out how to actually get that type of role that's a home-based position. And then when I start it, just crush it. And I give some strategies, and I also bring you along my personal journey of how I got started within my home business and some of the successes that I had along the way. So definitely go ahead and grab the ebook. Again, it's on my new blog. It's www.michelleeshipp.com. It'd be great to see you get that, and definitely share with a friend as well. Thanks so much for joining me this evening, and I look forward to see you guys next time. Have a good evening. Bye now.